I'd send you an update.
Siege Wing.
The Duke tells me that you're always asking after me. Please, don't worry. Everyone at the Fortress of Meripede is really nice to me.
Walsey, we've had it with you.
What even is this? It's completely inedible.
Suck it up and eat it.
The food here is delicious, and the people are super friendly. The other Melusines come by to visit me sometimes. They're always full of praise for the fortress, and they get along great with everyone here. Sneaky sticker for you. This one's really cute. Let's give it to a cute person. You once said we have to discover the meaning of life for ourselves. I think you're completely right. Life at the fortress is often pretty uneventful, so my infirmary is empty a lot of the time.
He's down! He's down! Ha! Too easy.
But everyone trusts me, which is really great. I really like being a head nurse. Anyway, the Duke and I are planning on taking a trip out, so we'll definitely see you soon.
I look forward to it.
Hope you're not too busy. We're here.
Kitty, Kitty, where are you?
Worry, confusion,
My flowers aren't...
anxiety.
Look, my plant is dying already.
All these emotions are like the aroma of a long night of endless rain. But add a drop of something unexpected, and you never know what can bloom. Life is like a soft breeze that sweeps across the land. When spices are abundant, it all comes down to careful selection. Water. Yes, the most important part of perfume is the easiest to overlook. Pure water. With no color or odor, all other ingredients have nowhere to hide. Removing all distractions allows the true form to take shape. Then I think I'll combine the air after it rains, the nectar of a feisty flower,
This new perfume
and
is really popular. Wanna try?
fried food? Here. Ah, with a base note of pure satisfaction.
Alright, hello chat. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the grand finale of Pacific Prince Cup. So, just to give you guys a quick update in regarding to the bingo card. Yesterday we did get round 2 OTK. Just crazy with Injagi and Chikawa. Like Injagi got round 2 OTK with his Herald Sai Chongyun against Chikawa's Bennett Herald Cube, I think. Yeah. So we still haven't got the Rainbow Dice yet. Also, are we actually gonna get 0 whale games for finals, or maybe in these upcoming series? Who knows? Tada Freeze Break, no Crab Mirror, but maybe later. Who knows? Reroll all Omni, Navia Stall Deck, nah. I mean, Mago KKSC, that would be funny though, but yeah. Alright, who's ready for the grand finale? Well, not yet, but because we're gonna have a finals in the lower bracket, and then we're gonna have grand finale between Dio and whoever wins in the lower bracket. Also, I forgot to bring water. Oh crap. I think I have to do it now. I'll join the watch party. The gang at the watch party later. Yeah, I'll do it later. I'll probably get the water once the... Oh, new trailer? Oh yeah, copyright. It's the same trailer from is it the same trailer from Atlantic? Oh no, it's not. It's not. Okay. I have to mute the music in this because of yeah, copyright issues potentially. Because it already happened to me during the Atlantic. Oh, here we go. Damn, there's the cup. At the center of the stage. Yeah.
Travelers around Teyvat and across the globe, welcome to the Hotel
Is that Leah?
Fontaine
Wow.
and to the Astro Carnival Genius Invocation TCG Pacific Prince Cup Tournament Finals. Our last remaining competitors from the top 8, Z Crimlet, Inzaghi, and Dio, have all worked tirelessly over the past few months to earn that championship title and take home the grand prize of 16,000 USD. You, my dear audience, have the privilege of watching this excitement alongside us casters. And my name is Leah. I am honored to bring you into day 3, and this is the final day of these thrilling matches. A battle between two great friends and titans of last year's tournaments, Inzaghi and Z Crimlet, who will advance to the grand finals today to face off against our rising star, Dio. We have a whale of a battle ahead of us, folks. Without further ado, it is time to pass the stage off to our amazing casters here today, Kojo Creations and Staffa. Take it away, you guys.
Oh, Kojo Creations and Staffa.
Thank you very much, Aaliyah, and thank you very much to all of our travelers watching at home.
I forgot to bring my water. I think that's now's the time to get water.
Of the Prince Cup Pacific 2024. We have
I'll get my water. Hold on, be right back really quick.
Here. My name is Staffa. Joining me is Kojo, and we shall be your casters for a monumental event. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, Staffa, by the way. I am Kojo Creations, a longtime caster for Genius Invocation TCG. I am honored to be here with you casting at this match, and my goodness, it is a titan of a match, just like Leah said. It is going to be Inzaghi versus Z Crimlet.
Oh boy, these two players are close. They've been playing Genshin TCG together for as long as they can remember, basically. And now they will be forced to face off against one another to claim that final grand finals spot, with Dio awaiting them. These three form our top 3, the only remaining players in the tournament after many, many weeks of grueling battles and victories.
Absolutely. Went all the way down from the online series and now to 8 and now to just 3 players remaining. Only 2 more steps left to make it and be the Prince Cup champion and take home 16,000 USD.
That's a pretty big prize pool right there, and there's even more rewards awaiting them. That really fancy trophy that we saw at the beginning of the stream being a pretty big factor, as well as the pride of being a brand new Prince Cup champion. We can relive the journey that has gotten us here. Dio being kind of an underdog, not really a Prince Cup champion like some of the other players we've seen, and yet being the one who was able to claim that slot all the way through the upper bracket.
Absolutely. Going through the upper bracket is very nice for you because you are not forced to play an extra match and have to go all the way hanging by a thread with only one life remaining. But alternatively, we can see Z Crimlet has also been up there, only being knocked down by Neo, and now finally
Alright, I'm back.
who has been
I got
through
my
the
water.
ringer. My goodness.
Inzaghi has been through the literal
Let's see what the
protagonist
players
journey
will
here.
bring.
Actually
Is it gonna be
into
the
lower
same? Is
bracket
it different?
from his first
We'll see,
match
right?
in the
At
group
this point,
stages. And despite the
honestly,
odds,
I feel
making
like
it all the way into
they
the
control
top 3,
with their
will he be able
picks.
to make the journey, the lower bracket
Seriously.
meta, a thing of reality by defeating Z Crimlet and moving on into grand
I have no
finals?
memory of
Or
Dio
Z
winning,
Crimlet
to be
show that
honest.
his
Yesterday was so
crochet with
grueling
Dio
to
proves
watch.
that he is the
Yeah.
superior duelist.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
right.
For Inzaghi's journey,
It was
honestly, it's been so
absolutely
also had a little bit
bonkers,
rough
that's for
having
sure.
yesterday fighting with Dio and going all the way to a game 5. Now Inzaghi
Yeah,
has to deal with
the fact that we
3
got a game 5
5s, and you have to
series
understand how much mental taxation
in the
that
upper
takes on its
bracket.
toll.
But I also
Dio
feel like
versus Z
he's been able
Crimlet,
to
that
find
was
that
something
energy
else,
back again,
man.
because
Oh my
we've
goodness.
had a lot of game 5s throughout the knockout stages. Only 2 matches ended up not being a full series.
Yeah.
And one of those was a clean sweep, which is when Chiguwa was defeated by Inzaghi
Inzaghi,
yesterday.
Yep.
But let's recap the cards themselves. These are the most played characters
Let's
throughout the
once
knockout
again
stages.
I'm gonna
You can
bring
see
this
the
up a
core
lot,
and
the
all
bingo-
pieces to Herald Claymore
the bingo
with Sayu and
sheet.
Chongyun backing him up, and of
Let's
course,
see,
a
are
little
we
bit
not
higher
gonna
percentage
get
rate because
any
Herald
whale
does
games
fit into
at
other decks.
all
And
in this
Sino
tournament?
and Dea,
Let's find
once
out.
again, they have
Crab
been a
mirror
popular deck
match?
choice
I don't
for
know.
everyone with Sino
27
overload,
whale
of course,
stacks
since they're
in
paired together,
case
they're
of
also going
you
to
know,
have a super high usage rate.
in case the whale is
It's
out, that would be
interesting
funny
how
to
the
see.
patch has shifted the
Shield,
meta,
crab
going from decks that are a little
stacks,
bit more
yeah.
mid-range
Now the stall deck,
into
we have
more
yet to see
aggressive
this
options.
one.
And despite that,
The
Herald Claymore
oh yeah,
still being a
Magu
very
can
popular
KSC
option,
as
only
well.
followed up by the
I
brand
would
new
love to
Sign
see it,
Overload.
but
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be seeing pretty
we were so
similar
close
decks
actually in
until
getting
now.
bingo.
As
If
for the
only
bans, this is of course very interesting. Because we
I
are
thought
touching
ahead, you know, in advance
100%
before
ban rate.
going into the
And
series.
respectively with the
Someone
whale as
bring
well. We got to see
Serene,
this
please.
yesterday
Yes.
because this
Yes,
is the Kaching
please
whale
do.
plus Cryo, and the 2 options for Cryo
Man,
would be
Kaching
Cryo
is so
Hypostasis
broken.
and or Layla, which of course, since they're all
Can
in a
someone
little
ban
piece in a pod,
Kaching?
they're all going to get
Or
banned
someone,
together
or
consecutively, causing
can
them to have
someone
a
nerf Kaching?
mind-blowing
Kaching
100%
too
ban
broken,
rate.
real.
We all
100% ban rate.
Next patch, right?
Someone take a
well,
screenshot of
maybe-
this and then take it, you know, out of context.
Absolutely, she's way too strong.
Oh
That's why
my
she's being banned
God.
all the time.
Well, I think the dev team has a good handle on the balance changes, but Cryo Hypostasis is able to peek out of that segment
Man.
because they are played in other decks. But here is some action cards we have here.
Usage rate for Leave It To Me and Strategize.
Leave it
along
to
with
me,
Leave It,
yeah. A lot of
all at
people, or actually all the
100%.
players, yeah.
These have all been pretty
All the
popular
players
cards for a very
brought
long
these
time,
cards.
seeing
That's why they have
100%
100%
is
usage
quite
rate.
impressive.
Absolutely, yes.
Really,
Growing from it was
really
usually-
good
and, you know,
cards.
it was
Dude,
inevitable to happen
imagine
because
if
it
one
already
of
hit
these cards get
92%
nerfed for
in the group
absolutely
stage,
no
but now that we are
reason at
finally the
all.
finals of
Can
the
you
Pacific,
imagine
it
that?
has reached
Can you
its
imagine
maximum
Strategize
of
gives you
100%,
like
even
one
alive
card,
in our
or
wonderful
rather
pal,
draws
always giving
you
us
at,
some free
at the
dice
start of
in
the next
return,
round, something
is
like that? I
also
don't know.
hitting
That would be
100%.
funny to see.
And this is coming off of the cusp
That would
of
be
him
funny
getting
to see, but,
animated in that trailer as well.
yeah.
So maybe they knew something we didn't. But what I also really love to see is that Lotus Flower Crisp is back up on the top 5 most played action cards. It was such a staple card for so long in the beginning stages of TCG. Just disappeared for so many patches. And now it's back.
Absolutely. With the advent of Hyper Magic from down 4.3 and onwards, players decided to forego all forms of defensive utility. There's no need for a 3 damage reduction if you're able to generate more dice and faster. And now that things have changed once again, and you know it's received a few changes, Lotus Flower Chris is able to make it back into the fray.
And into the fray, it has made a big difference in a lot of the games that we've seen so far. And I think we've had a lot of very intense matches as well. The players that are going to be competing today have had a chance to kind of rest themselves and revitalize. And the first match of the day is going to be a best of 5. But
Make
after
it
that,
two
the grand finals
to
will
make
be
it
a
two
best of
cost. Oh my
7.
god.
So we'll definitely gonna see
Yeah.
some brand new decks. And we'd also like to
Remember
hear
when
from you
everyone
guys
was
about
using
what you
Sealy
think.
because
We've got a QR
of
code at the
Seedbox?
bottom of the screen. It's been going on
Oh
for the
yeah,
entire tournament,
true.
so if you haven't yet,
Yeah,
do
yep.
scan it. Tell us what
Oh
you
man,
feel,
good
and
day,
maybe we can
good
use
days,
that to
good days.
improve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Your
remember
feedback
that.
is super appreciated as we take time to read over and see what we can do for future tournaments. So you want to see more events like
What
this,
about
maybe
Liven?
even more
Make it
things about how we're
4.
doing raffles and stuff, just let us know with that QR code right there.
And of course, we
All
are
right.
going to be having raffles as well during the games today.
Yeah,
so
raffle.
not only will you be
I have
treated
yet to win a
the
raffle,
intense
man.
games that will bring you your
But
brand
yeah,
new
the
Prince Cup
odds of
champion,
me
you
winning
will
a
also
raffle
get
is
to
less
earn
than
the
1%,
chance to
so
win
makes
some
sense.
Primo Gems at the
Plus, a
same
lot of
time.
people will
This
be
happening
watching
on the
today,
YouTube
especially
stream
today
on Genshin
because
Impact
of you know,
Star
grand
Carnival.
finals.
So make sure you guys drop by
So
over there
makes
because
sense.
instructions will show up in the chat when the raffle begins.
Absolutely. 1,000 Primo Gems. Do not want to pass up on that opportunity. Now, we have the opportunity of seeing such an incredible match between Z Crimlet and Inzaghi, right? We've already talked about how Inzaghi's gone through the
So
ringer,
Z
and then
Crimlet
Z
versus
too had to take a
Inzaghi.
5
I
match
wish this
over
could have
the
been
last
the
day, so that's
grand
pretty rough. And
finals,
these players
but
are both participants of
this is the lower
Prince
bracket
Cup
finals,
Southeast Asia
unfortunately,
Macau
not
Taiwan.
the
They
grand
both come from
finals.
similar roots. They
And
do
yeah,
hail
we're
from the
getting
same country
Inzaghi
as
versus
well,
Z
so
Crimlet.
they're very close. It's heartbreaking. to
Yeah,
have to see
they
them
are
face
very,
off
very
here because there is
close.
only that
Like
one
back
grand final
in
slot.
last
I'm
year,
sure that
Prince
Z
Cup,
Crimlet
Asia
himself is facing a little
Invitationals,
bit
all of
that
that,
anxiety
and
because he was
both of them
this
came
close
from
to securing that
Indonesia
spot
as
in the grand
well.
finals
Just to
instead of
remind
Dio
you, like,
yesterday. So there's
yeah.
gonna be a lot of pressure on him.
Absolutely. We should be
It's
seeing a little
definitely
bit
gonna
of interaction and a
be
few words from these players in just a
heartbreaking.
moment.
But you know what?
Let's
I
go
guess it
ahead
kind of
and
doesn't
introduce
matter
our
for
players for
both
the
of
first
these
match of
players
the
because
day.
first of all, they already won big. Like I'm just gonna say it, they already won big, and no matter who loses here, it's whatever. So let's see if will they bring their A game still, or are they just gonna troll? I don't know. Oh, we're gonna have both interview here. Yeah. So we're gonna have a long stuff
On one side,
before we
have the
head to the
Kevin Z
games and
believer,
their
the
deck
man
list as
who
well.
has made it this far with tenacity and strategy behind his back. Z Crimlet versus the combo master, the protagonist himself, and the man loved by
Are we
Sloths
get?
in
Oh no, play
Inzaghi.
introduction.
Only
Dude, look at
one
these
will be
players!
able to
Oh
move
my
on
god,
into
they
the grand
actually brought the
finals.
same.
Absolutely. They see Kevin
Z
Z
Kremlin
believer.
actually
You
brought
know
the
a little bit more
jacket
on
as
this.
well
Kevin
from
Z,
the
a
Asia
very
Invitationals.
long-time TCG
Both
player
of
in
them,
the
in
Genius
fact.
Vacation
What
TCG
the
community,
hell?
and
These
just took
guys.
First place in the Atlantic Series. A very similar
Actually
run
flexing
to,
their Asia Invitationals
Inzaghi, who I said I do
uniform.
believe he had to get
Is
knocked out
Inzaghi
to
wearing
lower
it,
before
wearing it as
rising
well?
back up from the jaws of defeat
Oh my god,
and
if
just
both of
sweeping
them
the
wear the
opponents
same.
right off
Oh
their
my
feet.
god, they
The
did.
difference with Inzaghi and Kevin Z is
No
the fact
shot.
Kevin Z
They
only got
actually
knocked out to the lower bracket
wear
in
the
beginning of the
same
knockout
jacket.
stages, though.
I cannot
So
believe it.
Inzaghi, the protagonist, has been through a much
And it's
more
funny
arduous
that
journey.
these
We've got the
casters are
chance
not
to be
gonna point
introduced
it
to his
out
little
because
friend as well, Sloth
I
Lumen.
think
He's
they already
lucky
forgot.
charm who has
So
actually been
Duffel
working
should point
quite
it
well
out,
for
but
him
I don't
to
know.
get him into the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, the jacket
Absolutely,
looks so
but it's been
nice.
truly, really
But
great
it's
just
so
to give you
thick.
the sense of scale and scope of this. Inzaghi
But
has
yeah,
talked
holy
about it, and
crap,
probably
they're
we'll talk about it
using
soon,
the
but
same
in general, he was
jacket
unfortunately knocked out
from
early
Asia
in the group stage, the
Invitationals.
online
That is
stage,
something else.
early, and from there
Anyway.
they had to win 4 best of 3s and now 4 best of 5s. This will be the last one of that, and then they have to win a best of 7 if they move on. That you have to understand. That is such a level of stress that is very difficult to handle.
It is literally the most arduous journey you can potentially have to move on into the grand finals. But before we start with this match, we'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit of an interview video with the players.
Yeah, play
Hello,
interview.
I'm Z Crimlet. I'm from Indonesia and my favorite character from Genshin are Lini and Renat. I feel lucky because as a top ranker from the group stage, I get more safety before getting eliminated.
Let's
in
see
this
if we're gonna
local
have a
stage.
rematch.
But I also expect that this
Like Z
offline stage
Crimlet
will be
and
more
Dio
difficult than
in the
group
grand
stage.
finals.
I
That would
feel
be
lucky
something.
because as a top ranker from the group
We'll see
stage,
what
I get
happens.
more safety before getting eliminated in this local stage. But I also expect that this offline stage will be more difficult than the group stage. It does help because I get a lot less nervous compared to the first times I play offline. But with the fast-paced updates in Genius Invocation TCG, the experience and the cards and knowledge of the meta decks at the time probably won't help much. If I ever make it to the finals, the player I'm hoping to face the most is Inzaghi because
Yeah, he said it. Yeah,
I've known
there you
him
go.
the longest of
So
all
Z
the
Crimlet
other
wished to
players,
fight
and
Inzaghi in the grand
also met
finals,
at the previous
but
Prince Cup and is also
I mean,
the
he
champion
did
here, so
get what
I want
he
to take it
wished
this time.
for,
I
but
started
it's
Genius
in the lower
Invocation
bracket,
TCG right
not
when
in the, you
update
know,
came out in Genshin.
not in the
At
grand
time,
finals,
I
which
wasn't
is,
playing any
I mean,
other
it is
cartoons,
what it
so
is, but
it came at the right time. And for the new
at this
players,
point, does
my
it really
advice is
matter
to
if it's
understand more
grand
about the
finals or
cards and
lower
mechanics
bracket
first
final?
before worrying about the strongest deck at the time.
Hi, I'm Injagi. I'm from Indonesia, and
Yeah, they're
my
speed
favorite
running
character is
these
Kafka.
interview.
The group stage was particularly
Yeah,
tough
he
for
did
me.
got his wish.
I lost.
I
the
did got
first
my wish as
best of
well when
three
I got
to the lowest
interviewed
bracket
in the
right
Asia
away.
Invitationals because I did
So
say
to
that I
qualify,
want
had
to
to win 4
meet
best of 3s
Z
in a row,
Crimlet.
and 3 of those were
Oh
on
no,
the same
wait, I don't know
day,
if
back to back
you
to
guys
back.
saw the interview
So it
in
was
the,
really
during the Asia
tiring, but
Invitationals because
I
that
was
was only
very proud of myself.
exclusive in
So after my
CN
first loss
stream, not
against
in the
Pete,
global stream. So
I reviewed
yeah,
my games.
but you
and
can
like
search it up
every
in
other
Bilibili.
Genius Invitation
Sure.
TCG player,
And yeah, I
told
did
myself that I got
wish
unlucky.
during the
So
interview
what I
back
did
in Asia
was
Invitationals
the
that
community
I will
knows,
face
me for having
Z
a soft
Crimlet
plushie that I bring
in
to
a
every
competitive
tournament for good luck.
stage, in a
So
big
I
stage
took
like
my
this
sloth
one,
and I
because
gave
I
him my
did
last name.
face Z
So I
Crimlet
called him Sloth Lulu.
and beat him
So
during
at the beginning of every other
3.5
game,
in
I would
Asia
take my
Majors
plushie and
in GITCG
trade,
Discord
and
server.
I was blessed with Luminous
And
Stones almost every
yeah,
game,
that's
every game.
yeah,
With every live tournament I
that's
go
pretty
to,
much what happened.
my goal was always
And
to
I
make
did get it,
to
and
the tournament.
yeah,
So
obviously
once I'm
Z
here,
Crimlet beat
I'll
me,
just-
and
I'll just
then
do
I
my
fought
best
Chico
and
in the lower
enjoy myself.
bracket, and then
There's
yeah,
not
I
really
mean,
a
what can I
particular
do?
player I want to face. Being in the lower bracket, if I'm going to win, I'm gonna have to.
It's like I'm
basically face
facing
every
against
other player.
Titans. Jeez.
That is true. And
Okay, here are
Inzaghi
the decks.
has basically faced
Oh,
every other player
ahoy.
to get here.
Still no whale.
Secretly wanted to
Okay.
face
Still no
Inzaghi in the
whale.
grand finals to take that
Kunali
Prince Cup
mirror.
title, but
Hero
unfortunately,
Sai
fell a
Chang
little
Yun
bit
mirror.
short, so they are
And
meeting here in the
then
lower
instead of
bracket
Sai
finals
Overload,
instead.
Z
And
Crimlet
now
got
we'll
the
have a look
crab
at
this
their
time.
deck list.
And as we can
Interesting.
see, as per the trend of the entire tournament,
Z Crimlet's
Whale
like
plus
tired of the
Ryo has
sign overload and
unfortunately
decided to
been
brought
banned.
crab instead.
And that means that
Interesting.
we will not be seeing that all the way through the knockout stages. The
Alright,
first
so
game
here's
gonna be
Z
very
Crimlet's
important
first
momentum
deck.
setter for these
It's
two.
going to be
Starting off, we have
Sayu
Z
Harold
Crimlet,
Chongyun.
who will be bringing
This time,
Harold
it's
Claymore,
the same
Kevin Z
list,
variant
I
that
think,
has
from
other
Kevin Z,
Wagner
because
banner.
Kevin Z really loves
Banner,
Wagner
you know, I'm a
with
bit of,
3
you
other
know,
weapons.
Considering it's a banner, a bit 50-50
Because Kevin Z believes that Wagner is really good. And of course, Z Crimlet here, who is a Kevin Z believer, no shocker that obviously that Z Crimlet will follow Kevin Z's footsteps and decides to, you know, bring this list for Sai Harold Chongyun with one talent of Harold talent as well, which is, you know, it's not bad, right?
Of course, you end up hoping that
And then Sign Overload for Inzaghi.
Meanwhile, Inzaghi is going to be bringing the
Catherine,
very
no
popular Sign Overload
Dawn Winery
deck,
or even
and this is gonna
changing
be a
shifts
combo
for
deck
this
that
one.
requires you to have those cards
But has,
specifically to get the big
yeah.
KOs.
Absolutely.
Macarons,
themselves can do a lot
and
of damage, but you can get
that's pretty much
anything
it. The
like
rest
Pyro
is
Res or the
standard.
boost
Yep.
from the White Glove and the Fisherman is all the more easier for Signers to do a maximum hit of 15 damage. And I'm sure you realize you don't really need that much damage to knock out someone who only has 10 HP.
This is one of the most popular decks
Depends
in the
if you
current
fought
meta.
Crowd.
Very aggressive,
Yeah,
like you mentioned, because
anyway.
they're able to knock someone out from max HP.
No
The
Serenes.
conditions are right.
I mean,
but we do
yeah.
actually see a lot of players have trouble with this
It
deck.
kinda
not being
sucks
able to
that
pull things like the
we haven't
Prospector's
seen
Drill, or
Serenes
have Fresh
being
Freedom at the
played
correct time,
in this
Pyro
Prince
Res.
Cup
These are
because
all very important
in
cards
Atlantic,
overall to
a
make
lot
sure
of
that you are able
players,
to get
or not a
those
lot,
big
but
hits.
Ting
we'll
played
see
it, right?
If Inzaghi will be able to pull those out.
And we
Absolutely.
did
There's
get
definitely
to
a little bit of
witness it,
insight.
but
The
in
first
this
match
one
that
we
Inzaghi had to do in
haven't
the
yet
lower
so
bracket
far.
was
Maybe in the
versus
grand
Minty,
finals,
and
who
the
knows?
game that was about to send
Alright.
Inzaghi home,
I don't know who to vote for.
fresh wind and freedom. That was the only card they needed to
So
ensure
Z-Crimlet
they
versus
win. If they didn't pull
Inzaghi,
that,
the
they
most
would not be
awaited
standing here right
series
now.
in my
In
book.
fact, on the opposite end,
I don't know who will
Z-Crimlet has
win,
been kind of
but
punished by this
we'll see
deck
what
a little
happens.
bit,
Alright,
not getting the drill when
game
he
number
needed it.
1
So he's
in
got a
this
bit of
very first
familiarity with
series of the
dealing
final
with the
day in the
opposite
Prince
side,
Cup
but
Pacific.
without further ado, let us go ahead and jump
And
into
here
round
we
1 of Z-Crimlet
go.
versus Inzaghi.
Okay,
Ladies and
Inzaghi
gentlemen,
got
keep an eye
drill
out in the chat
early.
on the YouTube
That's really good.
stream, because the
You really
raffle
want
will
to
be
get
starting
drill
very,
as
very
early
soon.
as possible,
The
and
Ashford
oopsie.
Carnival YouTube channel if you're watching.
And yeah,
Genshin
raffle
Impact
is
official,
going
head
on,
over there
and
if you
I'm
want
definitely going for
1,000
definitely going to
primo
join the
gems.
raffle.
Inzaghi
Who should I vote
has
for?
his Pyro
Inzaghi already got a good
Fresh Wind
hand, so I'm going for Inzaghi.
That's quite an impressive hand, but of course you don't need Pyro Res and Fresh Wind this early on. The drill coming early is great though, so that's the one.
Okay, I'm in. I got it.
Absolutely, yes. Inzaghi
Oh yeah,
totally could have held
I'll
on
try to
all
go
those
to
cards,
the
but then you don't really have any
watch
means of
party.
draw power. And Prospector's Drill, you gotta be really careful and prefer to have a little bit of ramp because Z-Crimlet has the very powerful float 8 strategy by using countdown, doing your
Done.
and alive and
Okay.
and
Got it.
and
Holy
support
shit,
and
what
not
an
be punished
opener.
for starting like this.
Got it.
He's even able to
That
draw that
is-
second
oh
Lizard
my
well.
god.
Potentially another Doom Lizard
Excellent
into
opener.
Wagner to pull out. I can't remember if this runs to Baez, but it should.
It does
Go.
run to Baez, so you can
You're
pull
close,
out
dude.
your
There you go.
companions, but also being
The
able
watch
to pull
party
it out.
is back.
Usually you get a little sad if you pull Dunyarzad out.
Yeah, you
super
don't
early,
have to
but
face-
you
No, just
also
go-
have
just like
another
10 seconds in.
companion
And yeah.
efficiency
Wagner.
with the seed
You
box.
can
My
face these.
goodness.
Like this?
Oh,
Really?
Z-Crimlet,
I think it's
quite
okay.
unlucky, though, did actually end
Oh,
up
but
drawing
play
the
second
Sack
good.
Sword and Forest Regalia. So
Just
no
play it.
Wolf's
Why
Gravestone,
not?
the one weapon
What-
you
what
want
else
the
is
most.
this opener?
We'll go ahead and ramp for this
I
tournament.
think you messed up.
Effectively, the standard
You
float.
just played
It
the
is
good.
very
There.
interesting though that they would put
Just play the
Shogi
good.
out
You draw
up
one
for
more.
grabs because of course
get, like,
Inzaghi
50 minutes out of your
did
day.
toss away majority
Wagner.
of their high damage cards, but this is
Then you
probably
don't
going to
need
be
to find the
okay
skill
because
swap
Inzaghi
skill
simply
here.
just ramps to make sure they can match
I didn't
Z
hate
Clearance
skill swap skill
resources.
for
There
Inzaghi
was the
into
line
float
for
1 on your
Inzaghi
live
to
bin.
potentially rush the overload here to get that overcharged ball
I mean,
straight
it's-
away.
yeah.
It looks like he decided not to, so that he could maintain
Could've
his
gone
dice
for it.
economy.
Okay, let me
against
focus up.
Z-Crimlet going
It's
into
all
round 2.
alright to me as well.
Okay.
Absolutely makes a ton of sense, and just like this game, players
So,
honestly
You
have
just need to
wasted
survive.
no
Z-Crimlet got a
time
good
just getting
start,
right into
yeah.
it. They're locked and loaded, and that was because I wanted to mention the fact that, of course, like I said earlier, they are both part of the Prince
Also,
Cup.
the
Southeast Asia, Hong
reaction
Kong, Macau, and
for the
Taiwan.
watch party
Inzaghi
is
respectively
slightly
taking
delayed, I
first
think,
place
a little
and
bit.
Z-Crimlet
Not
making
that
it to the
much,
top
but
4.
yeah.
So they have
Benzu
fought a
joined
battle
and left
before,
and
and
went
they
to
have had
rank.
plenty of training on the side together.
Way
So they
hot.
know each other quite
Yeah,
well.
Golden Hog.
It's precisely because of that as
Golden
well that
House?
Z-Crimlet wanted to
Wait,
face Inzaghi
no
in the
Wolf's
grand
Gravestone.
finals
He
so
didn't
that
get
he
Wolf's
could
Gravestone,
become the
he only
new
got
Prince
back.
Cup champ.
Dude, imagine he got Wolf's
Yeah,
Gravestone.
exactly. Now
He
you
could've-
look
What's
like an
going to
idiot.
happen? Only one of them
Man.
will
I don't know.
move on. So
Or
both
Force
players going to be
Regalia.
keeping
Yeah,
their
with-
game
with
faces
back
on for
all
this
the
one.
Harold,
Absolutely.
oh no,
There really
wait.
is a multitude
Round
of
2
stories that
OTK
could be
It's not that
potentially,
big of a
I don't
deal.
know.
who makes it out of this match, right? We
Because
have
you
I'm
gotta
like
play
it, but
who's going to
still.
be able to go
You get
right back
one
up
weapon
into the upper
now,
bracket
and then you
versus
get
Okay,
into
Inzaghi
Golden
needs
Hog
to
back.
play
On the
some
side
more
of
residents
Inzaghi,
here.
honestly,
You need to
one
get
of-
high
once again,
cost
the
cards
most
like Countdown, for
grueling
example.
set of tournaments it probably ever had
Like
to play
early
full sets of
Tada
best
as
of
well.
five
It's not
all
like
the
you're
way
gonna
to a
play it
best of
anyway.
seven.
Plus
It's getting
early
messed up,
food.
like, I think
Price
they
swap?
wasted. It
Okay.
didn't matter that
It
much.
would
They wasted
indeed
a
be a
bit
story
of
worthy of the protagonist
hardness.
himself, but that remains
Probably
to be
swap
seen
store.
now.
Oh no.
Z-Crimlet, although he wasn't
Looks a
able
bit
to find
ugly
his
now.
Wolf's Gravestone, does have very good setup. Has already been able
He
to
swapped,
go through
never
most
mind.
of
I
his
thought it was
companion
swapped back.
engine,
What are you gonna
giving
do, put
him
skill
life
here?
again for another potential.
I don't know
Uh,
my skill here.
And Harold will be able to
Yeah,
start
there you go.
attacking, so Inzaghi
I'm
will
kinda
find it
surprised,
difficult to
like,
stay on.
What are you looking
Inzaghi
for,
could have
man?
played some more
That
residents
application
first
is
before
crazy.
he
Getting the
swapped.
application on top of
But
your
now
hyper
Lotus
carry
Squares is
is
already
the
discarded.
worst thing that
And,
can
like-
happen because you
So
don't get to
Inzaghi only
swap
has
out
one,
You're on
one.
fire, right?
Yeah,
So
there you
that's
go.
four.
He could have done this earlier
Lost
actually,
six.
but
frozen.
Todd
Inzaghi
live
did
let's see if it matters later.
I'm very
Really?
confused.
And I think he did
What is
drop
Zagi
pretty
think-
nicely,
what is
though he
he-
doesn't really
what-
need that.
I don't know
sort
what
of
he's looking
structures
for.
too,
Yeah, what's his
unfortunately.
plan?
At this
I don't
point,
get
you
it.
are kind of scouting for the side
Heart, I guess, it
talent,
works.
but
But
he
then
wasn't
what?
able to find
Okay.
it.
Yeah, the
Skill.
big problem here
you're
is
gonna
that, you know, it's
overdraw. You
great
can't
to
say
start with the
counter.
Deya summon because it'll give you
What
consistent
to?
pyro
Probably didn't want
throughout the match, but
accidentally
it's
sign
only
out
in the end
talent.
phase. It is not on demand So Sino
Sino
is a
Town
little
burn,
bit
yeah.
of a sitting duck right now. He can still do
Fair
tons
enough.
of damage, of course. That's not a big problem. But you want to be able to more and make sure you can get a clean KO.
The good thing for Inzaghi
The
is that
drill and the
Zikrimlet
heart
doesn't
goes
have
hand in
a quick
hand.
swap.
That's
if
funny.
If he had one, it would be very easy to immediately go to Sayu and swirl that Hydro off.
You could
So
discard
Inzaghi
the
is
drill
actually
here
himself
and
does
then
not
let
have
the
a
countdown get discarded again, and then you can play it for one cost. Damn, that's really good.
Or rather, Herald, kill, and then you can
6
go
and 4 respectively.
Sayu.
Inzaghi can only do one more
bit
move,
too
while
much
Z
to
Crimlet
deal with.
has a lot more moves.
I don't
up their
mind swap
sleeve. Of course, they
there.
cannot decost that Guild
And
of
then
Dreams
if you
to
want to, you can
two
swap
more
Chef
dice, but that's
plus
a-okay
four.
because as long as they
I would
maintain
want to
this
play
dice
countdown.
advantage, they should be able to
I don't know
swap to
how.
Sayu and swirl,
is
and
that
that's
for
going to put Inzaghi in a
Macron?
much worse position.
Yeah, they actually
That's
have
not-
the
How can you
potential to play it
Macron?
as
You're
well.
full
Because
house.
you do have
Macron.
Timaeus
Yeah.
No, I'm
Max
asking,
on
is
and
that
double
card?
golden
Yes,
hearts
It
in
is
hand.
Macron. Yes,
Not
it
to
is
mention
Macron.
Liar Song,
But
Boar
kind of
Princess,
that
and
game.
Kavrina means that Z-Crimlet has a
I
lot
think Inzaghi
Macron's
Nice.
countdown
Nice.
But
for
without those
Inzaghi.
gravestones,
Oh no,
Because
wait,
it doesn't
it's
have enough
Inzaghi's
damage
turn.
on
Yeah.
I
Ultimately,
think
though,
it's
it's
skill,
gonna be A-okay,
maybe.
because as
This
long
doesn't
as
look very
Sayu can
nice.
get that
Or
Hydro
NA.
applied, that is the
I don't
key
know.
thing. And
Maybe
since
NA.
Sayu
No,
has the
it's just
special
NA,
mechanic,
right?
she will
Maybe?
absorb the element
Surely?
she takes and then reapply it to the person she swirled, because other swirl decks can only apply it
Dea
to two
swap,
characters at
okay.
a time.
That's not bad.
Zaki going to go ahead and switch over to Dea here. Don't really think he's gonna be able to do too much more with this round.
Swap
Not even
Chongyun.
a Liben to potentially
I
eat
love
those
TF2.
dice, and a skill on Dea
Z
is
Crimlet can play
kind of lacking
any of these
efficiency,
two
so
weapons,
we
but
might
definitely
see
sack
another
sack
you
Great
need
Sword to
to-
Chongyun.
Yeah, the
Skill,
only thing you need to be
and
a little concerned about
then
with countdown is that you are going to make
maybe
yourself liable to overdraw, because
I don't think
currently
you'll go
in
for Liben
Inzaghi's
Pass
hand,
I think
here.
you always
You
wanna
have
play
so
Liben.
many
and
cards
once you
in
use
your
countdown,
hand.
it'll be a little
Maybe
too
Wait.
you can
expensive and force you to burn
Macrons
cards in
on
the next phase.
Junior?
Oh
Looks
my
like Inzaghi will
god.
go for
Moving
Macarons
countdown.
instead. One of the few players who does
Woven
run it
count-
in
oh,
his
yeah.
deck. And yeah, does
Really?
play that
You should
countdown,
count down
finally finding the
first.
Sino
It's
talent.
fair.
So next round
That
will be a
seems
good time
very
for
wrong.
Inzaghi to start whacking.
The Macrons
yeah,
is just
definitely not the
wasted.
worst thing. You can toss out
Well, we
Liven
could
and
count
the
off
White
first.
Glove and the Fisherman.
That's
Just
so
make
bad.
sure
Like,
you
why
have
on
that space to
Junior?
draw into
I mean,
the
you
next phase.
can't
But Inzaghi
play
does
play
not
it on
seem to
Sino
have
even,
the
because Sino has
mulligan
max
in
health.
the slightest. I don't know.
Or full health.
It's definitely
I mean.
understandable. I think the
End
biggest thing,
on.
once again, is the dice advantage difference, because Z Crimlet ramped super
it's
hard in the first
probably
turn,
good.
and now Inzaghi
It's
has to be
probably
worried about all
calm
those
because-
threats that Z Crimlet potentially has, like a Wolf's
Is
Gravestone.
it Charles?
Yeah, Inzaghi is forced to
hitting
end
to
here, and that means that Z-Crimlet has free
Sino
reign for the
talent
rest of this
into,
round. They will be able to take a
Kazaa
good amount of
Pirate.
damage with
Screw you
Macaron, but
over.
if Z-Crimlet has the magic engine in hand, then Inzaghi is already preparing
Okay, so
to lose
fast
her.
swap.
Yeah,
Fast swap
absolutely.
off
It is okay
Pirate,
to lose Dea
either
in this
talent.
deck. Her Fiery
Tada.
Sanctum Field does last for quite a
all-
long time, but losing any character at any point
Screw
is
over
quite bad
Red.
against a freeze matchup, because you need to be able to swap style a bit while they put you in your place.
He ends on
Z-Crimlet
Chong.
going to be calculating
I think
the
Z
odds right
Crimlet
now,
is winning
trying
this.
to figure out
Like,
what
he
is
has
the ideal path
A
for
huge
him to take, 'cause he
advantage
has a
over
lot of
Inzaghi
options.
at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as this is the big thing about pro play,
But
and also
then
ensuring how
again,
to spend your
I mean,
resources
Inzaghi
correctly,
can
because like
snipe,
you already
also
like
mentioned,
go
ends
for
on
double
the
kill
third card
potentially,
created is
right?
Gildan
So
Dreams,
anything
the one
can
damage.
happen
and also
Does
still.
Liar Song,
matter,
like you
okay.
mentioned as well,
Makes
Boar
you
Princess
live
and that
talent
zero cost
and just
artifact as
talent.
well. That can generate you a lot of dice. I want to recalculate. I think it's about 3
And then you get
maybe
the
a little
Herald
more
flip,
from
which means
there.
you can
But
OTK
that's a
on
lot.
Herald
That gives you the
potentially,
ability to do 2
and
or
the Herald
possibly even
also
3
live
actions
if
in this
that
turn.
up.
You would think that if Z-Crimlet wants to take advantage of that, he would go over to Sayu,
Okay,
but
didn't
since he
you
did
sack or
decide to
something?
commit
Yeah,
to
no
the
sack
actions
sword,
on
okay.
Chongyun,
Huh.
there's a possibility
We're going
that he
Sayu,
doesn't go for the full
and then
magic
what?
for now.
Okay, he's going in.
They do have a golden house, so now this gilded is actually free, and they're gonna try and be maybe efficient on Herald. That is definitely a strange move.
this?
Personally speaking, with the
And a Herald skill?
not the sap, with late the Forest Regalia, that's its cousin. You're gonna be able
No, he's gonna
to
bounce
give
it. He wants
yourself
to
2
bounce
more
it.
dice
Bounce
to
it
your
like
normal attack.
this?
Looks like they just
I
want to
don't
go for
know
a
what
skill and be
I
very
say.
efficient
I
with
I feel
it.
like you did this
Yeah,
wrong
sacrificial
somehow.
great sword here.
Golden
going
No, use the
House?
maximum amount of
Gilded?
dice you can get
Extra
alive.
dice.
Golden Golden House
that's
Gilded?
never
When
like
you
this.
see Kremlet's attack phase, I'm kind
How
of
many
curious
actions
why
is
he
this?
decided to commit
2?
to a single
Double
skill.
size
Maybe
skill?
earlier,
Golden
you could
House
already switch to Sayu
over
before
Wagner.
and
What?
started attacking, and then you
Ah.
have a little more dice to work with. Not to mention
Okay.
this
I
does
think
end
he's
up
trying.
using
I
Sino
think
and
he's
getting
trying
rid of
to
that
on.
elemental
Are you?
application.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, it's certainly a bit
That
strange.
Macaron is getting full value as well.
Frost Real Rand refreshed
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, what?
for
Yeah.
the rest of the
I'll
game.
wait for the
Because
dice to
once
come
that
in.
Chongyun goes
Deya
up to
is
the
still
Chongyun
dead.
may be acting
you
the
just-
Sure.
magnet in
Good.
this
The
deck.
video
You're gonna
to
swap
come in
over to
is
him
delayed,
once
so.
Sino is on the field and just let him get overload and fall, and then Sino
Yeah.
clean up the rest.
You should
Okay.
end on
Makes sense.
Sino
Zikrumlet already
here
thought
for
multiple
Injaki.
steps ahead,
you
remembering that
shouldn't feel
Sayu's
any
skill will
risk
take
here.
the element,
They just use so
reapply
much
it,
shift.
and then Zikrumlet swirls
There
it
should
again.
be no risk,
Means that
actually.
Sino will still
Yeah,
start
I
the
mean,
next
yeah.
round with that.
Yeah,
Sino
play Sino talent.
You always
and a quick
play
swap
Sino.
that
So,
Herald
he
instantly
has to, yeah,
reads
swap
for the
Sino.
Okay,
Okay.
go back.
And you can see
I
that
didn't even
that
like Pro Herald.
game plan
I really
comes
like
into
Pro
play.
Herald.
Chongyun
Juggy
acting
needs to
as
draw
the
very
now
well
in an
here.
8
He's
HP
pirate.
breakpoint.
Like
Zikrumlet knows
Mm.
Inside's
Pirate.
power spike is
Think
so
of pirate.
fast
So
thanks
I
to
think he
Sino's
deserves it.
abilities and being able
No,
to raise his attack
this is
score
fine
and faster
still.
slate on his own terms.
Is
And
that-
with
You
Talon,
one-shot
I'm
with
pretty
Talon
sure Chongyun will actually
and,
fall here. But does Inzaghi
No
take
one.
it?
Exactly 8.
It can be
What happens
risky to do
afterwards?
so.
What do you do
He
afterwards?
does
Okay.
have a
You
Tada
tada
in
yourself
hand,
and you pray
so
you
even
do
if Sino
something
gets
off the drill
frozen,
draw.
he can actually break him out and even negate the damage from it with Lotus. But it would require quite a
Oh,
number
how
of
funny.
resources.
I think
And his
Can
characters
you
are
only line
double
already
kill?
lacking in HP
How many stacks
compared to
are
Zikrumlet's
inside that
side.
right now?
Most
Two?
definitely.
You draw two
It
cards?
is
Three.
not the best feeling
So
to
it's
wait
with
for Lotus
talent,
just
Oh,
that's
wait, you
to
don't
five.
Wait, no, you
from
only
Tadavi,
draw
Plus
because of course
overload,
Tadavi's great
Wait, no,
because
plus
it does
clean
one
up.
physical
Wait, no,
damage
you
to
only draw-
yourself.
you only
It
draw
is
one,
the
you
first
only draw
ever counter to
Why?
freeze
You draw
status.
two,
But the problem,
right?
of course,
You
is
draw-
that
no,
there is
you only
the
draw
thing reaction
one.
called Shatter, where if you are
There's only one
frozen, you
second,
take
no?
physical damage and or pyro
If you're not
damage, it will
you
cause
gotta take
3
five.
damage to yourself.
Yeah, but he
It's
already
very
drew one last
painful to
turn.
have to deal with that. But
Yeah,
Inzaghi gonna be
you're
playing
Going
a
for
very
swap.
freedom here.
Because
As
he
you
hit it.
mentioned,
Is
he
he-
does have a kill shot onto
gamblers.
Chongyun.
Okay.
I feel like we
With
should
that
think
talent
about this a
coming out,
little
we'll do
more.
exactly
Oh, just
eight
silent
damage.
talent,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure he's not
There's a
nine.
reset, but there
Oh,
are
yeah,
no
I don't think he
drill.
has
element
well.
Yeah, makes
applications
sense.
on
Pirate.
Zikrumlet's
Ooh, wait,
side,
so rare
Zayu will
resonance?
not get one shot here.
Oh!
Yep, but we
Oh
got
my
to watch
God,
out.
are you
Once again,
serious?
there is Tada. So
How
as long
much
as
is
Z
cost?
Kremlin can
Because
survive
1, 2, 3,
this
4,
turn, but
5.
honestly,
Because
not really.
5
So what
cards.
can you do?
With
here?
drill,
It's
you
like
get
you're gonna go
plus
ahead and
one,
play
so
the side,
five.
take Prospector's drill, and then
Wait, no,
overturn
you
ball
don't
will
do
fall
that.
on top
Plus
of Sayu.
one
Yeah, or
overcharge
that.
ball.
Do some math on that.
Plus one weapon,
It is
7.
possible. He's already used skill 1, so that
Oh,
is
he
2
did
damage.
the other
Wait.
one?
But this is gonna drop
Yeah.
Sayu to
Oh my god, that was so
what are you
close.
doing?
So
He,
still with
oh my
three
god,
plus
he
one
didn't
from
discard
He's
the
on the
drill. That was so close.
you?
What?
Plus 1 from
Yeah, it is.
No,
Yes,
I'm-
it is.
Glove.
It is. It is.
Oh,
it
it
is.
is.
And 1
Okay,
from
okay,
Prospectors. I think it
I think it's
does.
enough.
Yep, you were able to trigger Prospectors there. Has
First.
overload. Once again, we'll do the math. 3
Is
plus
it?
2
You can
because
post,
of the
you
stack
know.
mode. Yep,
It
there
is, yeah.
9
He
clean
calculated
damage.
it,
Sayu is
nice.
out of the game.
And with Sayu out of the game, I
Okay.
think Inzaghi has
Injagi
basically
wins,
secured
yeah.
victory
Okay,
No.
Herald was
already.
with
Both
there.
characters are important
Unless-
anchors for Herald Claymore.
Yeah,
and also
so
in
what
this
if
deck,
you,
Herald
I don't think you
Claymore
flip-
is
It's pretty simple. You just
the
Lotus,
main
swap
core.
Shav.
And
Yeah.
Duel's great,
Just
so
swap
He
even
never-
right
Doesn't
after
matter.
both Claymore
You
characters
never
were
trigger the
taken
revive
out.
here. That is so
This
bad.
is just
You never
playing
ever do that.
Not
tricks
Gilda.
on Z-Kremlin.
Just swap,
Just
yeah,
don't try
swap
to win
Chev,
these
Threw my hands up in the air,
Lotus,
says that
and
Wolf's
just
came out. You didn't
pass
even
with
see Zeke
potentially
having a little
Liben as
scowl
well,
on his face.
yeah.
Like, come on, man. That could have came earlier. But this is definitely still losable for Inzaghi because Sino does have means of a damage
Yeah, and
reduction.
Jaggi
But, you
got
know, there
what
is
he
a good
need
amount of dice
for,
left, but
like
for whatever
able
reason,
to
Inzaghi
double
does not spend
kill,
his dice
then double
correctly.
carry
Herald could
here
actually
from
just freeze
Z
and wipe
Kremlet.
out both of these characters.
And now
Well,
Herald
Zikremlet
is
still
in
has
a tight
little
spot,
bit of
which,
magic to play with the
yeah.
Liar Song in hand, but that
Let's see if
is
Z
about
Kremlet
it.
can
So we're
calculate
going to
as
see the
well.
Herald get a
I mean, it's pretty
maximum of
obvious
3
for
actions
Injagi,
out
right?
this round, which ordinarily
You could even,
would be enough
fucking-
to
you could even
take
play the
out
polar
both of
munch,
Inzagi's characters, but if
Like,
like
how
you mentioned,
lose?
if he balances the damage correctly, he should survive this and just win.
Yeah, the
Like,
one
I
thing
don't
I'm
think-
actually starting to see now. My
Okay,
opinion is
countdown,
changing this
sure.
matchup significantly because they did the count. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say
Talent,
doesn't have Gilded Dreams available on
pointless.
characters, but
You
never
You
mind.
never
We
talent.
spawned it anyways.
Even gonna be replacing Golden Troop here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, to take advantage
Yeah.
of Princess
You see
With
Creamlet
Gilded,
shaking his
Yeah,
head. It's like, yeah, not
Gave
enough.
two more actions
Game
to the
over.
Herald.
Not enough.
Very
Yeah.
lucky to discard a Prospectors because of the highest
Well,
card
Joel's
in
gone.
your hand. But you can see Z Kremlin slouching back a
Unlucky.
little. It's
Just
like,
swap.
ooh, it is such a
Inzaghi
tight
should just
endgame,
swap
and
here. You never
being
fast
able to
swap.
Gilded Dreams is very lucky, but that was at the cost of 3 of your dice. You can only generate so much more before you are
I
going
mean,
to be
you
out of
could
fuel.
still actually go for fast
will
swap.
Don't
not
fast
be able to
swap
do
this.
anything
You
here
have-
other
you-
than
there's no
switch
risk
over
here.
to Chevrouz.
Just
Actually-
keeping the Herald.
Tada
You'll
earlier,
flip
so
it
they have
next
no way to
turn
break
with
Sion
the
out
in the end
of
phase.
this.
And then like,
And
what?
that means that Chevrouz will get frozen.
Yeah,
and
but the
both
safest play
characters
here
will
is you
be
never. Yeah,
at
you don't
5
fast
pace.
swap.
He already won. We can
Yep, you can see here right now,
Crim's
Inzaghi is
down,
taking
but-
his time to
But
calculate. because,
anything
once
what
again,
Inzaghi
like I
do
said,
here,
while it does seem very
it
much
doesn't
favored
matter.
towards Inzaghi,
Fast
you know,
swap,
Tokyo
sure.
and Sayu are
'Cause
the
you
ones
have
who want to
cleanup
keep alive. Herald still has
anyway.
has a little bit of
Handle the
HP,
fade.
and Inzaghi
Yeah, there
can
you go.
easily just be
Oh
wiped
my
out if it is
God.
Cross
nothing.
overload. Oh no, wait! You fast
Yeah.
swap Chev's skill.
I could have had it
The
if
swap
he
stall and not greeting
just
it.
changed up
Revive, that's
He
4.
managed to end with a light
Minus
living ramp.
1.
But he really
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
you
with
would lose
Chevro's
credit,
skill and
Most
then
definitely.
clean up, that's
Yeah,
like
let's see
exactly
here.
3
There's even
damage.
the
But
chance to
Inzaghi
yeah,
had a
Sayu
lot.
I'm
to
saying.
they
Could've played
can
the
just spread
drill
out the damage.
too.
Yep. They even loaded Chevrouz instead. They're
for
just
an
going to
extra
make
2
sure she
health.
tanks all that
And you can
damage.
dig for
Now,
second
Z
lotus.
Kremlin on 3 dice. Yeah, Z Kremlin even
Like,
ends
how
early.
is-
They know it's just, you
Losing
can't do
his
it.
skill
Yeah,
was
there's not much
honestly
Z Kremlin
biggest
can do
thing, probably.
here.
I
Ending
think
with
they
Lion would have
countdown.
been a bad idea because Z
That's a
Kremlin
lot.
would have enough damage to punish that. But because
White
he
glove
played
for
the
white
Lotus
glove,
on Chevrouz,
okay.
that meant that
Yeah, there it
was
is.
not enough.
The
And
cleanup.
with that, Inzaghi should be able to quite comfortably take game number 1.
Especially with that Captain draw, they can simply fast swap onto Sino and do a massive amount of damage. Very unfortunate. I did think that Z Kremlin had a few chances, very slim
Honestly, I would have
chances,
liked to
mind you, and I
see
understand. You know, you don't want to
Krim
settle it
go
too
for,
early,
like,
right? Because if you do pull
all
out,
weapons.
like,
Oh
you know,
my God,
you know,
Inzaghi.
Yes,
it's
let's
gonna
do
be,
it.
you know, a chance that you had, but here we go. Inzaghi's gonna
Max
go for the classic
DM,
measure.
Max DM. You have to
Sumail
click
red
Chef's skill
into
first.
everything they could
Click Chef's
possibly
skill,
want
click
and
Chef's
finish
skill.
the job
No,
very
click
nicely.
Chef's skill.
Yeah,
Click
this is
Chef's
very
skill.
classic
For maximum
Inzaghi play.
BM.
He does not
Come on,
need to
come
do
on.
this at all.
No.
But he does want to get those
Fine.
highest single strike numbers. And with that,
9 damage.
the Herald
Damn.
game 1 goes over to Inzaghi.
Very, very nice. A good break. Yep, you can see a little bit of fist pump because how it's been for Inzaghi in the other brackets besides their match with Chikawa has been 2 losses into a reverse 3-0 sweep. And you can see
We
the
might
emotion
actually
Inzaghi's
see
facing in this match. He
Inzaghi
just leans
beat
back
Z
and share
Kremlet.
the light fading
Maybe.
away, and then boom, it comes
Kremlet
right
did
back.
it opposite.
I had been talking a little
Just
bit
maybe.
Reverse
earlier.
3-0.
She
I trust.
held the thought that Inzaghi is the
No.
type of player that can be very heavily
Yeah.
affected
Why are you
by
rooting
tilt.
against-
And we
okay,
kind of
whatever. I
saw
guess it's
that
hard
during
for
the matches
one
where he
person
ended
to
up
do.
losing game
Why
1,
are we
kind
rooting-
of tilted
why are
going
we
forward,
rooting for
losing
Kremlet?
game 2, and
Okay,
then was
fine.
just barely able to pick himself
You're not
back up
rooting
due to
Inzaghi?
that protagonist.
Kind of,
And I
but whatever.
But I
I'm
do
just
think
not
that his
gonna
mental
take
is
the side.
looking really good recently. A 3-0 against
If
Chikawa
you're
and
rooting
winning
for
game 1,
Inzaghi, then
I
I'm
don't think
rooting
he'll
for
be dealing with
Kremlet.
those issues for
What
now.
the
Absolutely. Even if you win, you
Why?
always have to
What if I'm
consider
rooting
the
for
level
Kremlet?
of mental taxation it takes on
Then
you. TCG is a
I'm
game
also
about
rooting for
math
Kremlet.
and calculations, and
Okay,
just like
whatever, I
you
guess it
will be
doesn't matter.
calculating all these Primo Gems that you just won right into your Genshin Impact account.
We've got 2 UIDs at the bottom
I mean,
of the screen
I like
right
both-
now, and if
both
one of these
people.
is
I
you,
talked
that
more
means
with
you just
Kremlet,
won
so
some Primo Gems in our very
that's why I'm
first
biased.
raffle of the day. For anyone who might be new here, we will have a raffle every single game, not match, game. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to join and maybe win some Primo Gems for yourself.
SMHBM,
We
yeah,
may be only
classic,
doing a best of 5,
classic
but later,
Inzaghi.
Sumi and Leah, our wonderful casters, will be doing a best of 7. So whoever comes out of this match, you'll be seeing them fighting over, excuse me, the Prince Cup champion.
Yeah, they want that title.
Was it
There's
really?
3 players,
Oh
only
my
1
God.
trophy. So only one person's gonna
the
be able
audio
to walk
gets
home
kinda
with
messed
that.
up
But we'll have
How does the
plenty
audio
of
get
people
messed
walking
up?
home
I
with
don't
I don't
Primos.
know.
So drop on over to the YouTube channel of Astra.
Dude, what are the odds that Geo will bring the same
Sometimes the audio just dies.
Abyss Lecter
Absolutely.
deck
going back
in
to
the
a
grand
little bit of the game
finals? I think he
analysis,
would
in
do
general,
it
I say was
for the
pretty
memes,
decisive
or
for
not
Inzaghi.
even
You
a
know, they were
meme,
a
but
little worried about
you
the
know,
ramp early on,
for
but the most part, they
the
will survive, especially with Z Kremlet being very unlucky not
clout,
to pull the
I
Wolves of
guess?
Gravestone. They even tried to play way around it.
I don't know if I'm using the right
magnet
word,
to make
but
sure Sayu could take them out. But
yeah.
then Sayu does not have enough damage without that Wolf's Gravestone to really put some pressure onto Inzaghi. From there, it was just a slow burn. You know, Z-Crimlet had a few outs, but outside of it, honestly, it was a pretty lopsided matchup.
I also feel like
I
he
think
did end up making a
something
mistake
people
switching the
try to
Sayu
improve
after
on
Fresh
is
Wind of Freedom,
putting the
thinking that
Sino
Inzaghi
deck
wouldn't
on
be
as
able
much
to do
as
enough damage to
possible.
one-shot her, but that cost him
I'm thinking Doug is
dearly.
getting
For
quite lucky
game
with these
number 2,
matchups so
looks
far.
like Z-Kremlet will be switching up his deck over to
I think this matchup is
the Crab version, I believe.
fine
So
for Crab.
we'll get to see that.
I mean,
in a
he
moment.
dodged.
Yep. Sino
The
Crab
matchup.
or a spicy
He
crab
dodged
has
the
changed
Sino
many times
versus
since
Crab.
Crab was first introduced, and
And he
now
got out
having
of it.
Sino once again
But now
is
he
an
has,
archetype that I call a little bit
matchup
of
that's
an
arguably
initiator,
favored for
who is
Sayu.
someone who doesn't really need to work
The
with
other
other
matchup.
characters too much, and they can just
I don't
work
know.
on their own, do tons of damage. And like Sumi's described, it's
I don't
sort of the
know.
worst of both worlds. You
I
have
feel
the
like Crab
super
is just
tank as
getting through
Crab
the
who can stack
pipeline,
shield, and then
if I'm
Sino
being
who
honest.
can just throw out tons of damage. So you have lots of options with this deck. It doesn't fit into aggro or stall, it fits them into both.
Yeah, it's a deck where you have 2 different carry characters, but they fall into different extremes of the TCG gameplay spectrum. So it adds flexibility, and it's hard to predict exactly what the plan is going to be. Therefore, Inzaghi going to be bringing Herald the Claymore. We'll find out how he pilots it against the Crab.
Yeah, and considering the deck lineup, of course, Whale constantly being banned,
I think
so we're not going
Krim
to
is
have to
the one
worry
who has a
about
big
that
problem with
matchup.
tilt.
With Herald Claymore, it's
He's
probably
like
the best option because not only does Crab only have a
insanely
maximum
good
of
player
6
who
HP,
tilts way
but
too
also the
easily.
fact that this is
And then
definitely a
starts
deck
playing
that
like
can
shit.
afford to play just a little slower. The other
Yeah, Crab has
ones,
a
like a
tilting issue,
Kukinale
that's
and
true.
the Sino Overload, which is already gone now, have to
Inzaghi.
play pretty fast, less than
Honestly, I don't know
resources.
Inzaghi.
And when you have a deck like this that
I
wants
feel
to
like the
play a
more he
character
plays, the
like
better he
Crab
plays.
or Whale, you will find yourself more vulnerable to freeze reactions. This will of course depend on whether or not Z-Kremlet is running Tada in this deck, and we will get to see that right now.
Alright, so
Yeah,
Z
looks like no
Kremlet
Tada, but they will be
decides
able
not to
keep the
run it
Crab from
back
being frozen
with the
and shift
Herald
off to the
Chang'e,
Yes,
but
they start-
instead
the
he
Swedes probably could have
changed
gone for at least
he
at
changed
least
that.
It does mean that his
He's
side
violent.
gets frozen,
Crab.
there won't really be a way of breaking
Good that, you
him
know,
out,
he
so
even,
Z-Kremlet will need
even
to
doesn't
keep
play the
an eye
Lotus
on
because
that.
that one was
Having
pretty sure
a
not
double Moon
Whoa.
Piercer
I think
in
it's
order to get
fine.
those
I like
abilities
that.
out quickly,
Just more dice.
as well as
Dice
the different
is
variations
better
of
than
tenacity of the Millilith.
random
The goal
utility
will
pick
always
card.
be to get these
You can
equipped
sweep
as
really
fast as
fast, right? That's
possible,
the hope,
so that you
because
can
I
start
wanna watch
feeding
this
the Crab
revenge shit.
shields from the start of the game.
No.
Absolutely. You know, you were
I
saying
agree with
earlier that
Kremlet.
Z-Kremlet has lots of tenacity. I mean, right here, honestly, it
It
does
does.
look like.
Moon
Yes, indeed,
Piercer.
indeed. But Inzaghi
Very,
had
very
to face this
interesting.
deck
I
earlier
am a
throughout this
Z-Kremlet
bracket, and he
believer.
threw his hands up in the air when someone got a strong tenacity opener because the
Says
faster you get it,
Kevin
the
Z.
more the momentum ball will swing into your favor.
I guess it makes
Crab
sense because
can
you have
also
golden houses
have
anyway.
weaknesses,
Plus,
because
you know,
unlike the Whale,
Opera
it
as
doesn't
well
offer
really,
as
really
much
helps out a
upfront
lot.
damage, which
Yeah.
means that it's a lot easier for a character to stand
Actually, a good
opposite
list.
it without being
Very,
worried
very solid
about
list.
getting one shot.
I would yoink it.
Absolutely. Now we flip
And then
over to
Inzaghi,
I'll say that.
yeah, this is
No
Inzaghi's
wire.
list.
Just
Very,
Graves
very
and
different
making sure
compared
that he
to
pulls up. And Inzaghi pretty much has
Z
never
Kremlet's
had
list,
too
artifacts.
much issue
I
which
think
has, you know,
it's gonna cost
Wagner and then
It
3
can
different
happen
kinds
though,
of
so
And the
keep an
weapons.
eye
gamblers
on
over
that.
just
Also
2
going to be
GP.
running that single
2
copy
cost
of
GP.
Parametric Transformer.
That's it. That was the only change I made. I feel like that helped a lot.
Executing on these combos.
Yep, I did not get a chance to see the match between Ichikawa, but he was running a
Oh, he changed his
slightly
list. What did
different
he
list,
change?
maybe with 2 parametric transformers.
put in a
because
Lotus
players
or
can
a Para.
actually change their decks in between
Oh yeah,
sets
right.
this time
That's
around, which is super
good
duper
point as
helpful
well.
to make sure you can adapt. To
Before it
all
was
upcoming
2
matchups that we've
parametric,
seen,
but
you know,
yeah,
power
he
pickers,
removed
etc.
1
But with this one,
parametric.
Inzaghi and Z
Interesting.
Kremlet, you know, very much brothers in a blood.
And
They
never
play
click
pretty
anger
similar
issues.
archetypes.
Never, ever click
I
anger
do
issues.
recall that
Unless you have anger
the
issues.
version of the deck that Inzaghi played
What?
against Ichikawa did already
Anger
have
issues
one
is
Terran.
good
He
at
had been playing
No, it's
2
not. It's
up
really not.
until
You'll have
yesterday.
0
So
shred
it looks
on your
like there was a
team.
shift in
Like,
his
good luck
mindset in terms of
killing
how to
someone with
approach
double
the game.
gargoyles.
And well, it certainly seems to have worked.
Yeah, most definitely. One of the things that was cited yesterday is that Parametric Transformer may be a little too high rolly with using 2 of them. So just running 1 of them in the seed box, of course, universally useful for that Timaeus. So it is pretty much a-okay to work with. Maybe you have more consistency cards otherwise.
With 3.
It did seem like,
Two
as
cards,
much as
only 3
Inzaghi
targets.
loved Parametric loved him back so much that they just appeared as pairs constantly.
Average card
which is
draw.
not really what you want
21.
early on. But in terms of pre match data. Z Krimlet
Countdown
leading the pack
From
in terms
round
of
1 to
average
3,
card draw
yeah.
between the first
Guys,
3
card draw
rounds.
is good.
Yeah,
Play card
21
draw.
cards. There are only 30 cards in the deck, so
With
I don't know.
countdown,
Only 9 cards remaining in your
drill.
hand. That is a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. And then in Zagi, my goodness, in just one round, spending 21 dice and
Yeah,
matching up
strongest
with Z
single
Krimlet's card
strike
draw.
Having
14.
the strongest single
That's
strike
definitely
as well, because he
a
does like to be
sign
a bit of a
nuclear
showman when
damage.
he knows that he's already won the
And
game.
man.
He has called himself a bit of a combo master, always performing well in tournaments when bringing
Yeah,
multiple
Inzaghi
combo
loves
decks, so
combo,
having the
especially
highest
back in
dice
the
spend
days.
overall makes a lot of
Maybe he'll
sense.
bring
Absolutely.
Yoimiya,
So we're going into
Risley,
this, of
and
course,
then
Inzaghi.
potentially
This does count as a
Yelan or
combo deck,
Cryo
and we have
Q.
Z Krimlet with
I
aggro
don't know.
stall. Honestly, not two words that really ever go
I mean, it's a
together.
good
I'll have to
deck.
figure out a better
You'll see when I
archetype
publish
name
that
for but with
video
getting into this
soon
round, I think we
on
have something
Tuesday,
wonderful
so
that all
look
our
forward to
travelers at
that.
home can enjoy.
Now there is going to be a raffle again every single round, and that's going to be on the Astra Carnival YouTube channel live
Right,
stream.
raffle again.
So jump on over there to make
Who am
sure
I
you do
rooting
not
for?
miss
I'm
out on
rooting
the
for
chance to
Inzaghi
join,
again.
because we have 2 winners every single.
If Inzaghi was
Absolutely.
able
And
to
once we
do
get
like
into this
round
game,
2
you'll see
Wow.
a huge
OTK
arsenal between
Custom
the two
tag.
players'
against,
faces.
you
you know,
know,
If you
Chikoa
really
yesterday,
like to hand
then
us,
I have
that
no
would be
doubt
super
that he
duper appreciated. But let's take a
can
look
do
at
it
this
again, surely, in this
already
game.
having one
right?
tenacity of the Millilith in hand to start with, so that is a great
We'll
opening.
see.
Not to mention having Timaeus
Alright,
as
game
well.
number 2.
Inzaghi actually having a good amount of the magic engine with Gilded, Timaeus, and Liar Song, but some of
What
those
should
are
you do? Or is he already
that-
bold?
I mean,
Yep,
No
they're gonna
double
try
Blizzard
Blossom
or
Way and
something
look for
like
other
that.
means to ramp up because realistically, Z Krimlet once
Just
again
pray as
can
a
go
doggy.
for an early
Not much
KO
else
with
to it.
Sino, but is it truly advised? You
I
have
would be
the choices
slightly
here,
scared of
right? You get because
against,
most likely Z
Inzaghi
Krimlet is
split,
going
because
to
he has
want to
point
play
guard.
things like Tenacity of the Mode instead of trying to just go
the most
all
you can
in
do is
Sino.
time. Skill,
Indeed,
swap
you
skill.
always want to
with
get
full
those
screen.
No,
artifacts
the most you can do
in the
is
Oh,
first
with
round
charm,
for
right?
the
Never
crab
mind. You
deck.
could do
You can do
Again,
up-
the earlier
no, you
get
can
the
literally
farm,
do
the more the
80.
crab gets fed. And
Wolf's
Inzaghi
Gravestone,
immediately
okay.
pulling out
That's
Wolf's
one.
Gravestone.
Okay.
In fact, this may be
quick
a
side
little
skill
bit
into
too
side skill.
early, because he's not gonna need that until at the
But,
very
Wait.
okay, but if
least
he's
the
not
next round.
strong, you
Mhm,
can
absolutely,
do
and there's no
35
means to
days.
discount
At
his
least
Gravestone
11.
either, so it's quite
11 was
expensive.
still NA.
Maybe not the best thing in the world that you just pull the bug.
Pretty
Golden
bad
Troops
start for
World will
Inzaghi.
help you.
You're gonna
in
be
the
Yeah,
first
no
round,
double
so that's very
Blizzard.
nice. You probably want to pull
you have to
maybe
quick
some other
skill,
ones,
which
but
is
regardless, you know,
absolutely
can't complain about too much.
Okay,
It's
Wolf's
just about even
Gravestone,
with whatever else you could pull.
Tasayu,
Yeah, he's
probably.
good, but I don't see how he wins.
Or maybe Chongyun.
Yeah, Krim has a great start.
Has to be Sayu, right?
Inzaghi.
You even get-
Especially against
not a good
Crab.
start. Oh my
Has to
god.
be Sayu.
Just to eat that initial
about
as
elemental
good as the other
application,
classes,
and then
It's
prevent
about
the
just
swirl
about as
from
good as
coming
it
out.
gets.
Yep, we get a tenacity equip on the
I
Lick
think
Crab,
you
and
want
we
more
even get a
draw.
free
I think you would
General
want
Agent
more
Helm
draw,
and
but
a
this is definitely
golden
good.
troop. We are rolling in it. Did we auto
This
dice? No,
team
we're
gets a bit
good.
wasted,
That is a
but it's
very
okay.
nice turn one.
Okay.
Playful hand
The
go.
upper place providing that perfect third dice
Okay,
for
the
Leben
problem
as well.
here
So
is that
Zikrimlet
Krimlet has
going to
to
be
dice
very
advantage.
happy with this opening, though
Which
Just
means
will switch
that-
from
that
Sayu,
does
right?
mean that he leaves the crab